Hello, replay stream, replay folks. Tonight it's a stream in English. It's a bit weird for me because normally my streams are in French, but I would like to add it as a reference in an issue concerning Gemstash. I will try to solve Gemstash CI for Ruby 2.7 support and currently forget Ruby 2.6 support and Ruby 3.0 support. I try to concentrate on Ruby 2.7. There is only one failure, so that's why I try to do that now. So, without further ado, let's start. So the only failure I found for Ruby 2.7 support is a problem with read storage. The test tries to give an error if it cannot access its storage, and for that we create a file without read permissions for the user, and the test should fail. So should succeed because the storage fail because it cannot read the file. But that doesn't work because whatever we do with Shmod, with Ruby Shmod, it still leaves the read permissions on the user. So I will try to change the user and remove read, write, and execute permission and group and others, and run my test with that. Let's see how it goes. So this is the failing test. The file we try to set is this file, other content, example with other content, and we shmod it here. So normally these methods should remove all read permissions on it, but apparently it leaves the read permission on the user, whatever we do. So we will change the user, remove the read permissions, and execute the text, and after that we change back the user. So file utils. So my idea is first to retrieve the current UID and GID of the process. So for that, I think that should work. We'll try that. Sorry. So not root, but current one. That's not quite the correct method. Ruby change Ruby get UID. It's for process only. But okay. We use that instead, I think. Process UID. I think we'll have to load process. Required. First, we try to find the UID of the current running process, and after that, so current UID. Process UID, simple. Okay, that's not what I want. Process. Yeah, sorry. Okay, 1,000. Is it? Yes, it's 1,000. Okay, so that works. And current UID. Does it also work? Let's see. Yeah, okay. So now we will add 1 to this process to ensure that it's not the same UID and GID as the process. So test UID would be current UID plus 1. My secondary keyboard doesn't work. So plus, let's see. Okay. I don't know if I have to convert it to integer p4, but let's try that. I don't remember if Ruby is strongly typed or softly typed. We'll check that now. Oh, softly typed. Cool. So now that we have our new test UID, test GID, we will transfer the file, the test file, to these UID GIDs. So how do we do that? By showing it? Does it work that way? We'll see. So that's not user lockup in Ruby. That's resource file. And test UID here. Test GID here. Okay. Let's try that. So I don't know if the user was changed. So how to find that? Ruby get file user. Get owner of file. File stat. Okay. Okay. 1000 wasn't changed. Why? Because the current process doesn't have permissions to do that, maybe? Mm-hmm. So, the current test UID should be 1001. The current test GID should also be 1001. That's the case, but when I try to apply them on the file doesn't change. So, complete file stat. UID GID doesn't change. Maybe my Ruby install doesn't have the permissions to do that. So, privilege escalation? That's right. It's possible. Do we need sudo or something like that? Yeah, we will try a dirty command, system command inside Ruby with sudo. So instead of showing here, let's try a system sudo. Normally we should have sudo because bundler cries for sudo. So I think sudo should be installed during the test. That's a Ruby type of thing. Not quite good way to do that, but let's do that. Test UID. test gid and the source file. Okay, so removing that line and we'll test it. Still 1000 even after sudoing it. Why? Whoa. Okay, let's try. If we do system thumping, let's try an ls. Of the resource file. Vagrant user. Whatever we do, it's vagrant user. Why? It should be 1001. Is it still there? Or does it remove it after a while? Vagrant. So, if I do sudo shown 1001, should change it? No. Wait. Shown should change the user. It's a file. Shown should change it. Still vagrant. Why? First time I see that. I type shown correctly. Recursive? Why? It's a file. Should not be recursive. No? Still vagrant. Okay. Okay. What's happening right now? So let's do a basic test. So it's vagrant. Okay. Sudo shown to I don't know 999 test. Still vagrant. What is happening here? Let's try nobody. User nobody. Okay, there is something happening here, but I don't know what. Shown doesn't work. Weird. Ah, shown, it's, yeah, that's, yes, no, Mm. That's really weird. I'm on the Vagrant box on Groovy, Ubuntu Groovy. So Ubuntu 2020 October. I created a file named test. And so that file is created with the Vagrant user and Vagrant group. That's normal. Now I try to change the user owning that file by using shown change owner. I tried to do shown root test, but it's still Vagrant. The owner is still Vagrant. I don't know why. That's really weird. Does Schmode work? Does group? No, neither. Why? I mean, I use shown in many scripts, and that's the first time I see that. So maybe there is something wrong with my syntax? Nothing wrong in my syntax. So we remove it. Let's recreate it. Okay. What is happening? Maybe because it's inside the Vagrant mounted folder. Let's try in another folder. Never know. Yes. Okay. 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 I understand a lot of things now. Okay. So that's because I'm in the mounted folder, the shared folder between the Vagrant box and the host. And that apparently that fucks up the permissions on the files. So I will remove that. Okay, and I will move the Gemstash folder in home background, so away from the mounting endpoint. And let's try the test here. So first bundle install to ensure it. Okay, and bundle. Okay, let's try that. It works. Come on, come on. So the problem was the mounting endpoint? Let's see it. Ah, there is another problem now. Read timeout. Get with a slow server does not timeout out with a larger fetch timeout value. Okay, so that's that one. It's very unstable. Wait, what type of Ruby are we running? 2.7.2. Okay. So. Let's do another one. So it's not small enough. Maybe. So fetch timeout. So my system is quicker than that. Let's do another end to ensure it's that. So first, an update here. Update. The permissions problem on Ruby 2.7 was due to the point in the vagrant box itself. So it's not a Gemstash problem, but a background problem. If I execute the test outside this one point, it is unstable because this error disappears. There is an instability there is an instability because of a fetch timeout value. Reducing it from 0.1 to, I don't know, 0.05 should stabilize it. Let's try that. 0.5 here. Yes. Git diff fetch timeout reduced dot patch. Okay, for reference, maybe I will attach the file instead of doing that. Equals. Okay. So fetch to vagrant I will do a bit of off-screen to upload the file. I don't want you to see my current directory structure. Come on, where is it? Fetch timeout reduced. Every file. Okay. Ah, that's the type of file. Dot patch it's not supported. Okay. So that's not a problem. We do it that way. So Ruby dot 2.7 that passes in French accent. That passes. Let's try now with 2.6 something. Come on. Okay, global 3.0, it doesn't work yet. Now. It fails. Okay, Ruby 2.6 fails. That's the question. Do we need to support Ruby 2.6? Okay, its end of life is in 2022, so in 1 year. But it passes for 2.7. Personally, I don't use 2.6 anymore. I use 2.7. And I will tend to use 3.0. So that's a question as I asked on the issue. So I don't know if you have to try to debug it. Debug it. But anyway, concerning that debugging, I think the fetch timeout reduced patch should be enough. So what I will do is to do a branch with it. Vagrant Gemstash rescue. cp.her gemstash to vagrant gemstash rescue. Okay, sudo operation not permitted. What? Okay. Not a problem. I know the change I did, so I will go back to the gemstash regular one. Okay, git log and the patch is 165. And here, because the aim of that test is to time out with a small fetch timeout value. So apparently the small fetch timeout value was not small enough, so I reduced it. Okay, operation permitted. We do it here outside the background box. Reduced small fetch timeout value. Okay. Git push. Debug CI Ruby 2.7. 7. Yes. I have to open my pass. Ah, I know why. That's because I imported it with HTTPS. I should have imported it with SSH. So what I will do is to remove it. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, come on. So I will do another folder. Test. Come on. Now. Test. Okay. Git clone. Correct one with SSH. Okay. I will git reset hard the two last commit, two last merge. Okay, so we are at the correct one. And now I will do my change. First, create the correct branch. Okay. And now do the alteration. So 165. So this small iteration should stabilize it. Okay. Smaller fetch timeout value. Okay. Okay. And then now we push it. Ah, I should fork it. Yeah, that I remember now that, yes, that's the way we do in GitHub. So HTTP client, it's in spec Gemstash, HTTP client, spec Gemstash, HTTP client, and now I want to alter it. Line 165. So more fetch timeout value. It should stabilize the test. Okay. And I will create the merge request, but I have to indicate that first you have to git reset hard to the two last merge. But first, the MR but that's what Brunswick do. So you should understand it. The following MR should be git reset hard. So that one and that one. Are we abide by the code of conduct? Okay, tasks. Describe the problem feature. The test were not stable on Ubuntu with Ruby.7. I reduced the fetch timeout of the test, and it should stabilize the whole test suite on Ruby 2.7 and Ubuntu. And I put it here. Now, voilà. Okay. So, that being done, let's see if it's stable. Ah, it's not Ruby 2.7, it's Ruby 2.6, right? Yeah, so let's revert back to Ruby 2.7. 2.7. Yep, here, okay. Let's try it again. Yeah, stable. Another time. Great. Great. So, that will be it for tonight. Next stream in French on Monday at 5:30 UTC +1, GMT +1. It will be DevOps, and we continue on Go Harbor. For that current problem, for Ruby 2.7, that's apparently solved. For Ruby 2.6, that's another story. But the question is, do we have to still support Ruby 2.6, or do we let it go? Because, okay, the end of life of Ruby 2.6 is for 2022, so we still have 1 year of support. But according to the current velocity of the project, 2022, March 2022, it's tomorrow. So I think we better concentrate our efforts for making Gemstash compatible with Ruby 3 instead of trying to keep it compatible with Ruby 2.6. I think we should move forward instead of trying to keep the backward compatibility. By the way, Ruby 2.6 is the last one before 2.7 that is still maintained. Ruby 2.5 will reach its end of life on 31st of March of this year, so of 2021. So, that's my current understanding of the project. I created an issue for that. I completed an issue for that, sorry, with a lot of things and all my foundings. So if you're interested in maintaining Ruby Gemstash, please reach all or Brunsdock. I'm not the maintainer or lead maintainer or anything from Gemstash. I'm just a user, and I try to fix it for my own purpose, because I use it in my own infrastructure and I want to have it stable and well maintained. So that's it for today. Next stream on Monday in French, because that channel is in French. DevOps and Go Harbor on Monday, 17:30 UTC +1, GMT +1. Bye!